Alright guys, today we're taking a look at Pato Box on the Nintendo Switch. It's a digital exclusive on the eShop. And if you guys are fans of Punchout on the Super Nintendo, I think this is something you guys definitely want to check out. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a recce is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here we are looking at gameplay for Pato Box. Let's go ahead and show you guys some of this. So you can see here we're at the main menu of the game. I've already started the story and I left it off on the second boss that we're going to be fighting as soon as we step into the story. The arcade mode I'll show you guys after how that looks like. But let's go ahead and dive into the story of this game. Now this boss is only the second boss, but she's hard. I have lost many times playing this. I've almost wanted to throw my controller a few times, but in a good way, but still. So it's very possible that we may try this a few times before I finally beat her. I've already, tried beating her multiple times and I get closer and closer every time, but so this is how it starts off. We need to destroy these things. You'll see some of this afterwards, but there's more than just boxing in this game, surprisingly. As far as like just straight up matches, like there's actually like puzzles. Well, technically the fights are like puzzles, but which you'll see. Actually, you're seeing some of that here. That getting around the stages sometimes is like a puzzle. You have to like get around things. So it's, like I said, it's more than just crap. It's more than just straight up boxing matches, that's for sure. I really messed that up 2 times in a row. Alright, let's go. Supposed to break those boxes back there. Alright, that's fine. Now we know we have to break the boxes. I kind of forgot already. Alright. More batteries to punch. I actually forgot that, like, when they saved this game from the boss that I left the girl on that I was playing, they actually do make you start, like, a little bit further back. It didn't even move. How's that possible? There we go. Alright, so we got that. There's the last battery. Go up here. Should be almost at the girl boss here. Some of the, you'll see the fights here in a minute, but they're definitely more like puzzles you need to figure out, and you'll see why. Because there's no way you're going to beat them the first time here. All the batteries, just like the other ones. Ah, damn it. The good thing is that you don't have to do those over, so like you see the guy on the left is already destroyed. So, we're good. That was just stupid. I thought he was going to stop firing. Obviously, I was wrong. I thought there's a door right there. God damn it. I'm just being stupid. There she is, people. Oh, this is gonna get crazy. She's such a pain to fight. Basically, each fight, and you'll see, has three different stages. Basically, you'll see level 1, and then she gets faster on level 2, and then she gets ultra fast on level 3. So you have to knock her out basically 3 times. Here we go. Already with that move already. I hate that side move. Dash. You gotta dash you to the opposite direction at last minute. You gotta duck down at the exact moment. These we gotta punch to destroy them when they're in the center of us. Alright, so that's round 1. Round 1 is usually her easiest, for obvious reasons. Faster. That's round 2. She barely made it by. Almost died there. I'm not sure what the hell you're supposed to do. Because obviously those things are all around you, and I'm still confused because that doesn't come up all the time. And that's why I keep losing at this, because this stupid thing keeps coming up and I have no idea what it is. Alright guys, I think we may finally have this because I figured out something crazy that was causing me to lose every match of hers, and I just figured it out, and I will show you guys when I get to it. God. I knew I had to be missing something because something was very hard. Damn it. Damn it. stupid move. Alright, that's round 1. So we gotta knock these out so they don't appear. Whatever is left is what's actually gonna happen to you. See that we have the monsters left? I was leaving the hardest ones before. So I was getting stuck with things that were like impossible. Which is why I kept losing. Damn it. So, like, we have to make sure we don't leave these. Like, that lightning and stuff can't stay here because or else it gets really hard. And I was stupid enough to leave some of those the last time I played. That's why I kept losing. That makes this a hell of a lot easier. I'm feeling a lot more confident, even if I lose this time. Oh, damn it. Alright, but at least you guys know what's going on now, and so do I. So we're gonna give this another shot here. Out of here. I can't believe I didn't know that for like the last 10 rounds that I played against her. I don't know why that didn't click. But it did now, that's all that matters. That's round 1. I'd rather deal with these monsters. I think the monsters are the easiest thing. Come on. Alright, let's go. Round 3. So you can't leave those things there. That's how I was dying before. That's impossible to avoid, so I should have hit the other thing. Damn it. Alright, we're gonna try this again. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Now, after playing her 50 times, I understand her rhythm finally. Round 3. Why is he not dodging this? Damn it. Got this, guys. I feel it coming. Let's go! Finally! Sorry, guys. It's been like 15 rounds of this. A good 15 rounds, though, because now I know how to beat her. And now when you know how to beat her, it's going to be fun when you play her again. And you'll see how that goes in a minute. Oh, am I supposed to go up? Oh, I'm supposed to punch it. Funny would it be is if you didn't tap that corner 5 seconds, it just like made you do the whole fight all over again. I would have threw my controller across the room. So this is like the main lobby and stuff. We're gonna leave the story mode here. That gives you guys a good beginning area and how some of the mechanics are, and you'll you see how things you do are not just fighting. Some of them are things you have to walk around and stuff like that. So it gives you a lot of variety in the game as far as the story mode goes. Alright, so here in arcade mode, as you can see, the first option says boss rush against Deathlock members. If you lose your lives, it's game over. So basically it's going to put you through all the ones that you've unlocked and kind of keep playing them until you lose your life. The only one I've obviously unlocked is the one you just saw us beat from the story mode. So she's the first person I've beaten. As you beat other people in the story mode, they'll show up here and you can do an arcade mode against them. Either one-on-one, like you know, and they'll have the same mechanics and stuff. You can play them one-on-one anytime you want. Or you can come do this boss rush thing and kind of play them all in succession until you lose. So that's basically what arcade mode is as far as that goes. And I think you guys got a good idea of what this game is like. I'm going to continue playing the story and, you know, get through more of the characters, at least a good chunk of them, to get more of the feel of the game, see how the story progresses. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts here on the table. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so that was our look into Pato Box. Now as you can see, there's a lot of heavy inspiration taken from this game, obviously from the Super Nintendo game Super Punch-Out or Punch-Out. And obviously it flows with, you know, has a lot of those same mechanics, but this one I think separates itself in some really cool ways. So first, of course, is the graphic style. I really like the graphic style. Like, it looks like a comic bookish kind of look to it in black and white. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first because it was black and white. And I'm like, oh, there's no color in this game at all. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, but the style works great, and it's something, you know, a style that's obviously not done in other games very much. So that was cool to see. The second thing that I really liked about this game, the story mode, as you guys can see, has a lot more than just obviously just the straight up fights. I expected to start the story mode like most other fighting games, get a little bit of a story of who Pato Box was, and you do in the beginning and stuff. And then I expected to just fight, you know, 12 guys in a row, like fight the first one, beat him, get a little bit of story, fight the second one, fight the third one, and so on and so forth. I definitely didn't expect to be doing some sort of puzzle work and some sort of like maneuvering around the levels and stuff in 3D space as a boxing game. Not what I expected at all, but a really cool surprise. As far as the story mode goes, it gives it a little bit of fresh air in between the fights, so you're not always just going from fighting to fighting. And it has some really cool mechanics in there that I think will surprise some of you guys. You saw some of it in our video. We'll leave the rest for you guys to check out and see for yourself. The next thing that obviously is very different from Punch-Out that I really like is that the fights, as you saw with the girl that I played, are all in itself a puzzle to figure out. She was technically the second one, but really the first one, because you do fight a few foes in the beginning. But she's the first main fighter, and when I was playing her, at the first, 10 tries, like I talked about in the video, I kept fighting her, and I kept losing, and I'm like, why am I losing? Am I just really bad at this? The first 5 tries, it was because I was really bad. I was trying to get her timing down, and I couldn't figure out, when she was punching, when she was dodging. Once you play it, 5, 6, 7 times, then you get the timing down of the whole thing, and you beat them in 3 rounds. I got the timing down, but then the mechanic, because they all have their own little quirks and stuff, it's not just about punching, it's about using the environmental stuff. She was obviously throwing those little, the robots around, she was throwing the lightning around and stuff. When those 3 boxes came around, the first, 10 times I played, I just thought I had to punch, obviously I was being stupid, I just thought I had to punch, 1 or 2 or 3 as fast as possible. So that's what I was concentrating on. For some reason, my brain didn't click that what I punch out and what's left is what's going to appear to me. So if I punch those 2 out and the little guy's left on the box, then that's the robot that's going to show up. If I punch the robot guy out and the lightning is left, then the lightning is left. So what I was doing sometimes in some of the video, which you guys didn't get to see, but I did it, trying to beat it and obviously cut it out of the video, is that sometimes like an idiot, I would cut the guy out. There would be 3 options. There would be the 2 lightning on the left and right, and then the guy in the middle. And for whatever reason, in stage 3, you can only cut 1 of them out instead of 2. So I would cut the lightning on the right or the one on the left for whatever reason. So that left me with a robot and the lightning coming down me at the same time. So obviously that's a lot harder to deal with, because now you have the lightning and the guy coming at you. You're making it way hard on yourself if you can even do it, because there's so much going on the screen. And there's another one where if you leave all 3 of them up on the board like crazy, and all 3 of them show up, it's impossible to go around because you can't dodge and the lightning coming at you at the same time, which happened to me a few times, and I was about to rage quit. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Then, on the 10th round, it finally clicked. I was like, holy crap, these things I'm punching are the things that I'm supposed to be getting rid of, and whatever's left is what's going to show up. So if I see 2 lightning and I see a robot, take out the robot so there's only lightning left, and now all you deal with is lightning, as opposed to taking out one of the lightning, and now you have the lightning and the robot. That made things so much easier. The robots obviously are the easiest things to go around, in my opinion, so those were easy enough to punch out. Once I got that down, it only took me 2 more tries to beat her because I knew what was going on now. She's still hard to beat. This game is not going to be easy. Punch-Out was not easy either, and this game reminisces about that with the punching and stuff. You're going to have to learn their techniques. You're going to have to play these guys, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times, 15 times, and stuff like that in order to beat them. And afterwards, after we ended the video there, a few days ago when I recorded it, I went back and did more of the story, and obviously there's more of the same as far as, not the same, but, there's more 3D details in the game. You're going around doing the puzzles and stuff in between matches. And the other guys, I didn't want to spoil it and put it in the video, but I played, 4 or 5 more people in there, and they're all so unique. They all have their own quirks. You will have to learn them. Like I said, you're going to have to play them a lot of times in order to figure out how they do their moves and the quirks that they have around the environment, because the environment gets used and stuff, which is not something that's in Punch-Out, which is really cool. It's not just about boxing, but also using the environment and figuring that out as well. So that was really cool, and I really liked that after I finally figured out what the hell was going on. But it was a lot of fun to play this game. Obviously, they also have arcade mode, which is showed in there. You can obviously play all the characters and stuff, so that's cool. Like we showed in there, we'll do the boss rush mode, so you can do that as well. What you can do, I didn't show it in the video because it was a little bit hard for me to record, but I did try the motion controls out. Kind of like ARMS. If you guys have played that game, you hold the controllers and you punch that way. It does work, and it works pretty well. It's obviously, it still works. It's just that using a pro controller like I was doing, or playing on the Switch with an actual controller, is obviously probably going to be easier. You might have more fun depending on who you are with the motion controls, as opposed to the controller. But as far as being easier to be able to beat the bosses, obviously a controller is going to be easier, but the other mode is fun, especially when you finally beat them and you just want to go in arcade mode and have fun. That's there for you guys as well. So I really like this game, guys. I think it's only a $10 game if I remember correctly, 10 or 15 on the eShop store on the Nintendo Switch. I really had a lot of fun with this one. There isn't a Punch-Out because Super Nintendo. Nintendo hasn't decided to bring it back in God knows how long. So this is a really, really cool game that really fills that niche for people who want a boxing game on the Switch that feels just like that. They did a really good job on it. The only thing I can complain about, there's two things to complain about. Well, one thing to complain about, one thing to just hopefully get one day. The only thing I complained about is there was like 2/3 of the way through, there was one of those like mini games that you're doing or whatever you want to call them, the challenges you're doing in between the fights that you saw. One of them is ridiculous and really hard to beat, and the timing is just crazy. That was a really frustrating part. I almost threw my controller, but I didn't. But I finally got through that part, but that's just something to mention. There is going to be one little part in there that you're going to have to get through, and it's going to be frustrating enough to get through, but, I finally got through it. And the only other part I wish, I don't know if they can do this, because obviously the style of the game doesn't really let them do it, because you're fighting the boxer, like, staring at him backside. But I wish they could figure out a way to obviously do two-player mode. It'd be fun to play a boxing game like this in two-player mode. I know it's probably impossible, because I'm trying to think about how they would actually do it, because you're not facing, the other player would face the other direction, so I don't know how well that would work. But if they could figure something like that out, that'd be cool, just because a boxing game in two-player mode would be fun. I don't know how they could do it, but it'd be fun to see in this stylized graphic look and the controls and stuff. Obviously, the controls, I didn't mention it, but the controls are really solid. They work perfect. No complaints about the controls at all as far as how they work. But that's it, guys. That's everything about this game. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of Punch-Out or you're looking for a game like this on the Switch. Really unique game. I had a lot of fun with it. If you guys have any questions, as always, leave your comments below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
Tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie, gaming tech. Eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming